Welcome, everybody, to BGST, the best podcast you will ever listen to on the internet. Tonight, we're going to discuss, it's been a hard subject for us on the Big Gamer Small Talk podcast crew. It's, how Phil Spencer has been reacting to Xbox podcasts, and we've kind of had a loss. And as much as I want to be excited about tonight, I think Zaire it's his show, and I'd like him to kind of break it to the crowd.
Well, like I said in the day, Phil came out and said that these console wars were kind of distasteful. I spoke on it early during the week because I really didn't think that he was talking about us or what we did took it to heart. I guess, Crap felt slighted. And at the end of the day, they're all just, I look at them, as games, and but the way that Crack took it, he was saying basically fuck Phil, fuck the podcast, that's the way I mean, and he's leaving the show, and so like I said, I'm not in the business kissing anybody's no man's ass, like if he just but once you leave out the door and you're coming back, many have left. Many has begged to come back, so the show's gonna keep on moving, gonna keep on pushing. We might be looking for another member, to join the club. Not we hold it down, but like in the day, this is entertainment. We like to have fun, stating our opinions. But the almighty albino rhino has left the show, man. So it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Well, the show must go on, though, right, Z?
Yeah, so we're gonna go on. We're gonna keep pushing. It is what it is, man. We're gonna let this shit
I was just shocked that he took it that hard. I was like,
I mean, just be honest though, he is really invested in his quote unquote this console war, and like I said, I thought it was all a thing for his fans, for his subscribers, but shit, man, Crap really might think we fucking fighting the war out here, or something, man, slinging Xboxes in the street. I don't know.
Yeah, he kind of teed me off when he kind of went off on all of us and said, I'm the most compelling anyway, so
Well, I kind of conceded the warning when I saw pictures of him. Like he showed pictures like on his DM of him walking around with like military helmets in his house and just kind of hard hats. Wow, right? Just taking it a step too far.
I don't know. I mean, I tried DMing him and talking to him, and he was just straight out rude to me. I mean, obviously, he thinks Phil's talking about him, and like I don't know. I mean, he's like you're a fat fuck. You don't even game. He's like, you're kissing Phil's ass and shit. And he's like, and this is where he repays us. So it's just like, bro, chill. It's like, I don't know, man. I just hope that maybe he can just calm down a little and.
But not even calm down. That even with the shit he said about me and Showstopper great grandparents may have been slaves and all that wild shit there. Fuck that, man. Fuck that. I took it back from before with that collard green shit. I was one of the first ones to defend it.
I'm reading a quote. He said, "Go and finish picking your collard greens."
Yeah, fuck that, man.
I was like, yeah, all right.
Fuck that. Fuck Crap. It is what it is, man. It is. Fuck it, man.
I don't know. I just am in shock.
But can you really be shocked someone that goes around YouTube stealing people's film and footage? Could you really be fucking shocked? Really? Hey, come on, man. Like, come on, listen. Someone that's at his back.
I'm just shocked because obviously Phil was talking about Crap too, and that's what really shocked me is that I thought maybe like he would think it wasn't him talking about, but obviously that's probably who he was talking about because
it is what it is, man.
He's freaked out. Like I said, I just hope clearer heads can prevail because like I tried talking to him.
Hey, but listen, the way he disrespected you, the way he came at Showstopper, the way he even talked to Mooch's man, I don't have no more words for him, man. Like I said, man, I think we gave it this fat fuck too much time already. We can go on and talk about something else, man, because I'm done with it, man. Yeah. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, let you guys, you heard it here first. You know what I mean? The realest show on YouTube, you heard it here first. We keeping it funky and fresh. So listen, don't come back asking us about it. We said what we had to say about it. Ain't no bringing them back. He does his own show on Tuesday at 6 o'clock or some shit, right? The Archie Bowman show. I don't know what the fuck, but whatever the fuck.
Whatever.
You know, but that's it. So like I said, this is gonna be the only time that we address this whole crap game situation. And it is what it is. So what's going on over at NeoGaf, Tim Dog?
Well, today I put up a post today because Uncharted came out, and they had the Digital Foundry, analysis. And I go to this. Actually, somebody showed me somebody was banned because they said something of the nature, I guess this is a Sony thread, that's why we can't complain. Basically, the Digital Foundry test showed that, it's not a locked 60 frames per second. It's like dropping down to 55 and 53. And I drew a contrast to the Halo 5 beta, and I mean, I put it up. It's already been retweeted 100 times. You see night and day difference. You see the bias as it is. They are basically, saying the same 55 frames per second is not good enough for Halo, but it's a great job by Bluepoint for Uncharted. So the double standard, I mean, like I said, I tweeted it. The facts are there, the threads are there. You read the first page, you can see the overall bias that's going on with that shithole. But basically, 55 is okay for the port, but it's not good enough for a next generation Halo 5 beta, which was beta code. So like I said, the only way you could really understand this is if you read the thread, but it's just another way of NeoGaf pushing what they do. They don't have this. They have a different standard for Xbox than they do have for PlayStation 4, and it's clear as day. Like I said, read the post that's been retweeted 110 times because there is a clear bias going on there, and it's what it is.
Have some sort of publication or something on the internet where we have an Xbox voice. It's amazing how we have everybody in the media that we all know, the Polygons, the IGNs, and then now we have the NeoGafs, the N4Gs. Everybody is so two-faced, and they're so, like, how can you say that 55 frames per second on one game is glorious? And 55.
Right, it's great. And then the other one, they said, Christ, the guy Percy. Another thing, like they have this guy Percy, and they had a guy Weinbach, he was actually banned. But they have this guy Percy, this piece of shit. He always talks bad about Xbox. He trolls Xbox fans. But I asked, like, Steve Rules, and I asked other guys, he says, well, where's the Xbox guy that trolls the Sony fans? Like, how come that's not available? Because you know what? Those guys get banned. But they have a piece of shit like Percy who comes in and he trolls Xbox and he says these horrible things, and they look to nitpick the games. And, it's pretty sad because when Halo 5 had the Digital Foundry test that recently came up, and Phil was retweeting it, how it was a locked 60 frames per second for such a game with that much going on is extremely impressive. That thread was basically taken down because the shit posting started. But the difference is that the shit posting can start there, and then they could say it looks like Halo 4 and this and that, and then they close a thread that was basically an appreciation of what 343 has accomplished. But you try to do the same thing on a Naughty Dog thread or like Uncharted, you're banned immediately. So again, it's just the bias. It's just clear as day. They just keep stepping on they keep stepping on their feet. They basically, it's a bias outlet. It's obvious, and it's not changing. We know what it is, but today it was pretty funny because I've been staying away from it. But like I said, you look at the contrast, the two threads. It's ridiculous.
But let me imagine if someone like me or Zaire or Show, any of us on the show, started making comparisons where we were like, well, I played Uncharted Collection and I've played Halo 5, and I'll be honest with you, the 55 frames per second on Uncharted, it looked like shit. People would be like, did you hear what Mook said? That's crazy. There's no way that's possible. That shit was funny to me. I'd be all over it. They'd be taping me and putting me on Times Square. I mean,
exactly. Wait, hold on. I got a question. So, was it Digital Foundry said it was the best remastered ever, or was it NeoGaf?
I don't know. Like I said, I read that the first thing I did is somebody tweeted me, and then I looked at the thread, and everyone's like, "Glorious! It's 55 base Bluepoint. Great job! This and that." And I said, I remembered. I'm like, that Halo 5. I remember that beta thread. It was it was a nightmare. And then I go look at the Halo 5 one, and it's like, this game's a mess, 720p, jaggies, they can't even hit 60 frames per second. I mean, just really deplorable stuff going on, and it was allowed. And it's the same bullshit, but it's the same bullshit that goes on. But it's just at the point where, you really can't deny it. I mean, people say don't even talk about it, but it's hard not to talk about it when you see something like that go on, where it's blatantly.
It is obvious, though. I mean, even just taking the E3 footage, what we've seen at E3, regardless of the resolution, that goddamn game is beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
Hands down, you know what I mean? Like, and again, that's not it's fact. Resolution does not determine graphics. You understand that? Because I can play Super Mario on the NES at 4K resolution, and it still won't look better than God of War 3 on the PlayStation 3.
Right.
Textures and stuff, which determines the game got good graphics. So again, I don't know what resolution that's in. It doesn't matter to me. No one has a 900p television. I've never seen one of them market a day in my life. Both of these goddamn consoles upscale. And like I said before, this even going back to last generation. And again, I think it's crazy as hell when you have console gamers. They play on consoles, not PCs. Because when people in rigs care more about their frames and buying cars, the elitists, are talking about 55 fucking frames. Now, like I said, that's why that we had that a couple shows ago. We was talking about always online consoles, and you saying that the market's not. I forgot who the fuck said it. And I said, what's good for the day may not be good for the market. Because you couldn't pay me $5 billion fucking dollars if you told me just going back to the last generation, and I could take a peep in the future. And what we'll be arguing and bickering about over the internet about frames and about on fucking console games, I would think you're a fucking liar.
So wait, that guys, fill me in real quick. The one thing I did miss, Phil tweeted it out. He tweeted out the Digital Foundry's reviewer first analysis of it. Go ahead, Tim.
No, I'm sorry for interrupting, but it's basically he was happy.
Hey, hold on, it's already started, man. YBG just tweeted out, these dudes think Phil Spencer really was talking about, wasting his time talking about
I'm telling you, man.
Oh my God! How do you? That guy takes the bait. He took the bait right away.
Yeah.
Oh, we just exposed that guy.
Come, Guzzler.
How that worm taste?
How that bait taste?
How that worm taste?
Hey, my man, how that ass taste?
You only really
know that people are too invested in other people. That's a wake-up call, BG. Maybe you worry about your own channel, buddy.
Yeah.
We totally set you up there, man.
Yeah, we did, man. Crap ain't going no down.
Sit your Ethiopian ass down somewhere. Them big ass.
We just want to see how fast your little Twitter warriors was gonna go at.
Oh my God!
How you say Twitter fingers turn to trigger fingers?
That didn't take long at all, man.
This guy's waiting on the hour for us. I mean, Jesus Christ.
God,
this show's okay, but
listen. That's why I tell you guys again. When I say I don't sit back and watch none of their fucking shows, none of that. This is how I find out what's being said on their show. Because people go back and but again, like, why the fuck are you so concerned about what we say on our channel? What the fuck we're doing?
Jesus, that was the setup of the century.
Damn. Don't you gotta?
Hey, you know what? Those that really know us knew that was a setup a mile away.
Yeah.
Listen, but listen, where the booty goons at? Get your boy. Hey, booty goons, get your boy. Don't worry about it.
That's just too funny, man.
God damn. God, these nuts.
Dude, listening on the hour. Fucking like when is popcorn ready?
Hey, yo, he said, got him. He's nuts.
Oh, man.
That dude sitting around with them Billy Ocean lips.
Got him.
Every time I watch him, bro, that song come to my head. Shimmy, boom, boom, boom.
That's a classic setup.
Orange Juice Jones. I saw you walking in the rain. Damn. It is what it is. See, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. We had to take a little time out because we knew.
That trash.
And again, going back to my video, the title of my video, if that was just a fuck, no. Again, like I said, we don't speak for Phil and those guys. It was because you guys swore that they, someone might say that they was talking about. No, hey, come on. We're not stalking anyone on Twitter. We're not disrespecting anybody. We don't partake in that dumb shit that most of you guys do. Taking our heads up, putting on homosexual porn, stuff like that.
Tweeting Phil, like Mike Warrior, go fuck yourself, Phil.
Yeah.
I'm not tweeting Yoshida, go fuck yourself. Come on.
I've never, what I mean?
This guy totally talk about a flip flop. Holy shit!
Yeah.
This guy doesn't know. And the craziest thing is that this motherfucker's sitting in his house in Brooklyn. I'm fucking listening to it. I mean, Jesus Christ, I wouldn't do that.
That's the part that gets me. He's got his show up, and I don't even pay any attention to that. I have no idea what he talked about over the past week. I don't care.
No, he's all right.
He's just sitting in the front row. He's sitting in the front row of our show.
It's the Super Bowl. What the fuck?
Watching the show. Man,
and how you say
up a fucking hero.
The hate is real, bruh. Goodness.
Wow.
God, man, these dudes thirsty, but they got the vultures on us.
Hey, listen, man. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but broken bones? Brick by brick, pebble by pebble. That's what you call a brick by
I don't know. That's just stupid shit. But anyway, the Halo commercials might be coming on right now. So anybody who's watching the Sunday Night Football right now on NBC, take a look. The Halo commercials coming, I think.
Or is that the beginning? Oh, it's at the beginning of the game. All right.
No, I think it might be started. I think it's going to be after this commercial. I mean, after this punt.
The Halo 5 commercial?
Yeah, it's coming.
Let me close my door. Home.
Twitter's
now,
gonna
that's
have
something that's something that I'll be waiting for. You know what I mean? Not something about here we go.
It's on now.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
Go.
There he is. There he is.
Who, Master Chief?
Master Chief's running hardcore.
I gotta turn on that.
Is Alex Rodriguez? What is that?
This is a live play-by-play for everybody listening
Yeah.
live. Tim is taking us through it.
I am not understanding. I don't hear the sound, but I just see Master Chief collections, people, little kids about to cry. Oh shit!
Sounds like Michael Jackson in the '80s over on an Asian tour.
Halo is.
Yeah, this is nice.
Oh, his thing went out.
Yes.
The cable went out.
His light visor went out.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I hope they don't kill off Chief, man. I hope they don't.
The Chief might be gone. What
Man,
the
they better
fuck?
not kill off
Hey,
Chief.
man, they need to cook Master Chief ass. Cook him.
He just had a building fall down or a statue.
Yo, listen, man. If Block takes out Master Chief, get ready for all the racist remarks from Pratt right now. From the black fellow, I can hear it now. It's gonna be an outward. It's gonna be a rage.
Yo, we gotta use Crap's words. That was the black gentleman.
The
Do
black
you
fellow.
guys actually think that they could kill him off? Honestly.
No.
If they killed him off, what would happen? Let's just say they went with
I
him.
don't know.
I mean, because Master Chief is Halo. Halo's the universe, if I'm not mistaken, right? Halo's the planet or some shit or whatever the fuck that thing is inside in the first one. I don't keep up with the story like that. But Master Chief is Halo. Because I didn't like Spartan Ops. Because them soldiers, couldn't jump high. I didn't like that Spartan. What's that shit? You know what I'm talking about?
ODST?
Yeah, ODST. I didn't like that. I didn't like that one. I didn't like playing Halo. I couldn't do my jump. I didn't like that one.
Yeah, it missed that home cooking that Halo gave you. It was kind of that outside story.
You that jump you take from.
How the hell could they go? If they kill him, though, because Halo 6 supposedly already in development, from what I've heard. So if we're going to have a Halo 6, could they kill him off?
Halo can't really exist without him in some form of capacity.
That commercial indicates something's fucked up. His visor went, you know how it's like that orange?
You know what? He probably went Dark Vader. Like Dark Vader.
Dark.
But man, you can't kill the Chief.
No.
Man.
No.
Well, let's just say that they did go with that storyline. I think it's it would. Do you think people would just freak the fuck out? Do you think they can get away with it?
Nah,
They can't get away with it.
Well,
That's like killing Superman.
Listen, you want to talk about it like that? If they've already got Halo 6 in the works, then it's possible that if Chief does die or something to that nature happens at the end of 5, what an amazing cliffhanger to bring you back for 6. And 6 won't be out more than 2-3 years from now anyway.
Well, if you remember Halo 1, you thought he died. Remember that?
Yes.
He wrote that bomb or whatever the fuck he did.
Yeah.
What was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Now, this is the biggest media event going right now for video games. And look, that looks cool. I'm going to be watching it about 10 times after this show. Something with a guy with a bionic arm, too. Like I said, I couldn't hear it because I'm listening to this show. But the big thing is it looks like Chief took a statue to the head. It might be
a slug to the mug.
Mm-hmm.
Locke fucked him up. That's Locke that's hunting him, right?
Yeah, Locke is hunting. I just don't think Locke could carry the torch, as you say. I think that would be. I don't know how you're gonna.
He's more badass than Master Chief.
He's badass and he looks great, but it's just
I don't know.
like losing Superman, like Mooch said.
I don't know, man. You can't have a black Master Chief. It's like having a black James Bond. Come on, man. I know Black Lives Matter and all, but God,
I look at it more like a Mario and Luigi. Look at what happened when they tried to make that. When Wii U tried to drop Mario for a minute, they're like, "This is the year of Luigi." The year of Luigi was the year.
Like I said, hey, listen, man. I'm speaking for all the color people here. I know Black Lives Matter. We don't need a black Master Chief. We're just assuming. Now, Master Chief is white, though. We learned that before, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. They never really actually show him.
But they did show him white kid. They did show him in full. Wasn't he? When he was
training, like Halo nuts, like Brandon would know. Like they would know if he's white. I don't personally know.
I don't know.
What if he said Hispanic or Latino? That'd be.
I mean, the voice sounds like that, but I mean, who the hell knows?
Mexican. Well, shit. In China, they're gonna have a Chinese Master Chief. They're gonna be talking Mandarin or some shit. Dum 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 dum. So they're going all out for the Chinese launch of Halo. They getting Chinese actors and everything.
Yeah, they are. Hey, speaking of that, I want not to segue real quick, but I was talking to Zaire about it before we did the show. There's going to be a voice actor strike that's in the talks.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Fill me in. I don't know shit about it.
What is there? 4 games, 5 games, maybe 10 games maximum if I'm stretching it that have serious like back and forth dialogue. Everything else is like, look over there, heal up on the left.
Hey, but yo,
like, who the fuck cares about these people?
Actors, though. Listen, 9 times out of 10, those. What's the black guy in Sergeant in Halo?
In Halo.
That's the black guy.
Yeah, but Halo's one of those 10 games where I'm saying the dialogue matters.
Okay. You know what though? You know what they do though. I just don't think we pay attention much to it. But there's a lot of we're not talking about Nintendo. The Nintendo game don't have any fucking voice in them at all. But every game that we play has, even take the Batman game. Where's Robin? They talk. You know what I mean? They talk all through the goddamn games.
Wow.
So it is probably a big job. They probably just didn't get tired of getting paid peanuts. It's always over money. I mean,
so
for what I'm
hearing,
hearing, though,
what would be affected? Is Halo one of the Halo's almost?
No. I just think that the people. They say this like the top 10 actors. I'm reading them a little bit every now. I guess that are in high demand. Like that do these voiceovers or whatever that sound good.
You got the Troy Bakers,
those hero voices.
They'll probably, what? In the end, they'll come to an agreement.
But not some people have that heroic voice. Like look at that homeless guy. I think was it in your Tom show?
Yeah.
That they found that homeless man with the radio disc jockey voice on the side of the road.
Yes.
He became famous. But not everybody has that iconic voice. So I mean, they're fun. I guess a medium.
Yeah, but you know what? See, I want to make a point here, and as everybody on Twitter that follows me and definitely the podcast knows, I did dive headfirst back into Destiny, and
I heard Southbound down you out.
Yo, man, I went back in. I'll tell you, they did some things right. You don't have to worry about all the bullshit before heading back to that tower and all. But we'll get into that in a minute. But I want to stay on this actor thing. They went from Peter Dinklage, who was the Ghost, okay? And Peter Dinklage is well known for his work in Game of Thrones. He's been in the X-Men movies.
What guy is that? What? Give me the role. I'm not good with names. Give me the role.
He's the short gentleman.
What you say? He plays in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yeah. The Gimp. The Gimp.
Yes.
Oh, that's my man. What does he play?
Listen. There's no doubt about it. That man is a talented actor. He's going to win Oscars. He's going to win Emmys. My point is this. Then Nolan North stepped in because either Peter Dinklage was too busy, this and that, And I played, God, I got to level 20, 18 or 20 back with they used to call him the Dinklage bot, and now I'm playing it with Nolan North as the ghost. Here's my point with it. It's not belittling Peter Dinklage, and it's not belittling Nolan North, but no offense, give me 3 weeks, a bottle of Jack Daniels, and let me raspy my voice up, and I can be the next ghost. Like, nobody gives a shit. I got to be honest with you. It's not that difficult. There's only a handful of games where the narrator needed to be a critically acclaimed Oscar winner. Like the rest of them, like I say, it doesn't really matter. Look at Dead Rising 3. It had a decent amount of banter in it, but it was like, no, don't put that sombrero on your head. Oh my God, look out! There's a bike on fire.
But you know what, Mooch?
Who the fuck needs an Academy Award winner for that?
Mooch, don't think about that though. Even how we don't pay attention to it, like we just taking it for a given. That shit probably takes. I've seen someone how they make cartoons. And that shit blew my fucking mind. Like, you know what I mean? You know, as an adult, as a kid, I couldn't, you know, I didn't think we're real people. But I seen how they make cartoon characters and how they read the roles. Like that shit, I will pick it as doing like as they're shooting comics. I think the same way as video games as they do cartoons. Me, that's the way I judge it. I don't judge them.
I think honestly, Z, I'm gonna let you roll with that because you have a right to that. I think cartoons, believe it or not, because they have to be consistent every week. I think it's a much harder.
Oh no! I get that. No, listen, I get that. What I'm saying is that just to make them the little sound and shits that they do in the car. This is what I'm saying. Not how hard of a job it is or whatever. I'm just saying, like they do that shit thousands of times to get that right. Ooh.
Yeah,
you know
but you take a guy like the Master Chief, his voice. If you try to put somebody else in there.
Okay, so that's my kind of character.
Different.
That's a good point, Zaire. That's a different subject, Tim, and I agree with what you're saying. But that's cast typing. That we have stereotyped that voice with that character for over a decade. So yes, you're right. At this point, that's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
Somebody stepped in and took Master Chief.
But that's part of the union too, though, because it's a union, right?
Yeah.
So
what do these guys want? They want Seinfeld money? Now, what kind of money do they want?
You don't know the whole story. I mean, I don't know what they want.
I mean, they probably want some of the royalties. They probably want per game or something. I don't know what they get. I'm not counting one man's pocket. And who am I to say that? I mean, these guys. Let's be honest with you. Video games make billions of fucking dollars. You know what I mean? Let's be real. I'm not one to. I never count a man's pocket saying this man shouldn't deserve this. That's not my thing. But again, they said like. They said it was like the top 10 actors are overly in demand for these games. So these actors, I didn't know, like you have several actors, different voices that do this like different games. Like, in this for instance, let's take the Master Chief voice, right? You know Master Chief. So now that same guy right there, he may be the voice of Coltrane in fucking Gears of War. Right. You know what I mean? So that's talent. Like for you to switch your voice up like that, like that's what you know what I mean. Like this fucking.
Listen, Z, I'm going to give you a quick example. Last year, I believe it was last year. If it wasn't last year, it was the year before. The NFL went through a really hard time with the referee lockout. Yeah. And those people are actually. We didn't realize how important they were until we watched that Seattle Green Bay game. They ruined that game. Okay.
Exactly.
Listen, and look what the NFL was like. You want to sit? You could sit. I got a bunch of other people that'll wear a zebra shirt tomorrow. Listen, all I'm trying to say is this. That's actually skill and talent. That took years and years to learn that shit and know how to make a call on impact. I'm telling you right now, Nolan North, this is out to you guys. You guys want to sit? The mooch is taking your spot. My ass.
The mooch is the new Master Chief.
My ass. Look I'm holding my right hand over my right ear right now, and I'm like, live from CBS Studios. It's the mooch. I got this. You don't need this bullshit. This is ridiculous. They're paying them a decent amount of money.
Well, you really don't know
I don't think it's that big of a deal. We don't know the actual numbers.
They could be something that's fucked up. They could be, I'm sure they have a story. I do think they would most likely come to an agreement, though.
Yeah, but like I said again, from what I've gathered when I'm reading it a little bit now, like you'd be surprised. Like it's really like a few main people that do all these guys. Oh, Mario. And it'd be motherfucking Coltrane or some shit. Coltrane.
Here's a different take on it, though.
That's true.
Here's a different take on it. Like when you have like real actors
they are all actors.
This is what I'm saying. But if you have like those that's been famous, it's starting to make a crossover, like how in the new Call of Duty. They had Angela Bassett.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And they might be getting paid a lot more because of Angela Bassett. You see what I'm saying?
That's
so
was Angela Bassett?
They sit here like, wait a minute.
Good point, Joe. Good point.
Yeah, but you take the instance of Kevin Spacey, where they actually, they captured his face, so they weren't just getting his voice, but they're getting the royalties of his entire image. Which, let's be honest, Netflix paid $25+ million for House of Cards to get him exclusively. So to get a real actor who's got many trophies in his house and is a bona fide actor, that's fine. Peter Dinklage, that's fine. You pay those people. But no offense to Nolan North and Troy Baker, but there was not one time that they ever did anything in a game where I put the controller down and I was like, babe, pass me that fucking Kleenex.
But by right, you don't know the exactly the particulars. They might not have medical coverage that's up to snuff. They might.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, come on, man. Listen, hey, Moose, listen.
Let's talk about real people. Let's talk about people. There's people at McDonald's that work every goddamn day. Okay, they bust their ass every day. Those are the people that these guys are working. What, 2-3 months doing voice acting, and then they're home fucking partying it up in California. See, the problem is they're on Twitter showing themselves partying, having a good time, yucking it up.
That's their profession. Maybe, like I said the other day, like maybe they might get flown out to a company party. They probably be paying those motherfuckers. We're talking about billion-dollar companies here.
That's
Activision. Right. EA, these motherfucking companies got money, and they probably are. These motherfuckers probably ain't got dental. You probably just get paid by it. Probably some bullshit. And the shit that we take for granted, like, you know what I mean, like, we don't think much of it now. We don't think it's that's much of it now. But if maybe if we didn't have that voice from Coltrane from Gears of War, maybe he's gone. Like, and they got another Coltrane.
Well, if they actually did hold out, how many games would actually be affected?
Right.
That becomes a problem if they stay out 2 months. There has work to be done with these games.
Yeah, games are getting pushed back and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's a lot.
I agree with. See, the problem is I agree with you. I'm not actually arguing with the points you guys are making, like the Coltrane's, the Halos. Listen, when Coltrane says, "Look, I need a couple extra dollars," you know what Microsoft says? So what do you need? Like, they don't argue with him. The people that are bitching and complaining are the people that are in roles where they know they're replaceable, and that's the problem.
I think and the show brought up a good point. I think is what show said that now you have these bigger actors. Video games, again, they're making more than fucking movies now. It hasn't been that way before.
That's true.
Turn form of media, you know what I mean? So you do have these high-priced actors and coming and getting top dollar from the rip. And you're doing the same job that I'm doing, reading a fucking script. Hey, woo, Mario! Or whatever the fuck the case may be. And you're fucking getting a trailer, massages, you know what I mean? Little Shirley, whatever the fuck you're drinking, whatever, Quaaludes. What's the shit Bill Cosby was giving to them bitches? You got all that shit jumping in the back. You know what I mean? I'm out here with the crack horse. Like, man.
He was giving them that knockout stuff, bro.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, Bill said you've been blessed. So again, like, I always go for the little dog in the fight, man.
And listen, I'm gonna end my piece with this. All I'm saying is this: heed the warning, voice actors. Kind of be happy with what you're doing. Because in my personal opinion,
you're making some friends.
Yo, I think. Listen, I ream those dudes out on Twitter all day. Listen, my whole thing is this. I just say heed the warning. You are replaceable. You will be replaced. It doesn't matter. Like I said, think about it. I want you guys even if you think I'm not saying what you guys want to hear, open up your 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4 drawer. Look at your titles and look at all the games you play and look and count on 2 fingers the 2 that are in that huge drawer of games that you give a shit if the voice was the same or not. Most of them you don't. All the games we talk about, you don't. You just don't care.
Well, my only issue with what you're saying is that you don't know the particulars. You don't know what the gripes are. You don't know what's really going on.
Tim, you're right. Tim, you're 100% right. I'm not going to even go down that wormhole because I don't know. But 99.9% of the time, it's about the money. It's not about, I want green M&Ms up in my room, you know what I mean? Or I want someone to feather me and feed me grapes while I'm in my waiting room. Ain't like that. It's about money.
Listen, they may be making shit though. They may be getting $9-10 an hour.
No,
like,
they
don't know what.
You know they're doing okay, Z. You know they're doing okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, should I? You know, like some. I guess you know they said you have the top 10 are in demand, but what about the ones that aren't in demand? You know what I mean?
Well, listen, the union. There's no level of.
Let me put it this way: you guys are all familiar with. Let's put something that everybody in the audience can also pay to give a good analogy. Look at the AT&T commercial. That girl with the dark hair wears the blue button up and the beige pants, and she, somebody walks in and is like, "Hi, I heard you have an AT&T sale." And she's like, she acts like she doesn't know what's going on. She's like, "We do have an AT&T sale." Like, or the progressive girl, listen, they're all replaceable. So from progressive.
Everyone's replaceable, though. You could say that about anything. You could say that about my job. You could say the bottom line is that I just hope they come to an agreement.
Yes, Tim, you're right. But tomorrow you're not going to go in and strike, are you?
No, but
okay, that's my point. That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes it gets to that point, though.
I guess so, but
if they don't have medical coverage or they're getting fucked over on this and they're getting fucked over on that.
I think it's more what Zaire said. I think it's more of they're all sitting around drinking in Los Angeles and they're like, "Hey, you see how fucking the owner of Activision flew in a helicopter and took off and I'm taking a cab? I'm the fucking voice to that shit."
This is my stand. I think it's more or less what Show said, that people like Angela Bassett are coming in and getting top dollar, and I've been doing this job for 25 years, and I'm making barely $30,000 a year. You know what I mean? Making $27,000 a year or some shit like that. You know?
That's like when you have a normal band at a wedding, or you actually get like Snoop to show up. You know what I'm saying? There's no difference. You know what?
I think we can revisit this topic.
Give you another prime example. It's just like if here it is, you come in, you at your job, you've been there for 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been on your job for 10 years. Some little snot-nosed punk come in, young, fresh off the street, and he making way more than you.
Right.
That's not right.
He probably got more skills than I do then.
No, not 9 times out of 10 it's not. You know what I'm saying? Because once you see them and you start working, they have you trained.
Mooch would be good in corporate America. He's like the biggest corporate American guy.
I would love to have Mooch at my job.
Mooch is like, "You're replaceable."
Fucking dollar.
Look at Tim made a good point.
Fuck your family. You're replaceable.
No, like in all honesty, Tim made a good point. It's like I don't know what the actual issue is. It may be if it's a healthcare issue, then I kind of refrain a bit back. But I just got a feeling that a lot of these people, and like you say, when we're talking about the Kevin Spacey, the Angela Bassett's, you can't. Those are examples, but they're kind of bad examples because those are proven actors. If you want an actual actor, like you guys all saw, what is it? That show that was on MTV. They had that My Sweet 16 shit that was on like 15 years ago. When you actually had an actual star show up to this girl's. The parents were sitting in the back sweating, writing a check. They showed the guy writing the check. The father was shaking. He's like, $25,000 for fucking this? When you have a bona fide actor show up, you got to pay. But when you have me, let's put a call spade a spade, Z. Let's say I was the guy in Dead Rising 3. I was the head character, okay? And I was the one that was like, "No, put the phenolphthalein in the other container. No!"
But you're also doing that.
Like, no, I got to make what Troy Baker makes.
Yo, listen. You're also doing that. Here's the thing, though. What I don't think you're missing. Not only are they doing the voicing, they're also banging the tamarines, making the sound effects. They're doing all that shit behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
Well, how close is it to a strike right now? Because the last thing we need is them to fucking go on a 3-month strike. That would be bad.
Fuck up video games, man. Especially when there's enough money to go around. Let's be honest. There's enough chicken to go around for everybody.
You know what's happening? This is going to be a game of bluff. Then that's what's going to happen. You're going to have them do
that.
That's
what usually happens, though.
Yeah. And
usually what happens is what happens. Like either they go ahead and pressure starts. Like with the NFL, that was a perfect example. Yes. They went 2 weeks, and then that fucking Monday night game.
Oh, it was awful.
And they were settled by Wednesday.
That's right. And that's it. It's going to see who needs who more. Right. And what will end up happening is right now you got Halo coming out. You got Gears with a new cast. So Microsoft's like, I don't give a shit. You want to protest? Go ahead and protest. I'll find, I'll get Tim Dog, Zaire, Showstopper, and Mooks. They'll be the new characters in fucking Xenoblade. I don't give a shit. Like, my point is, like, who get, I mean, I'm just saying to you, all I'm saying is you guys are making great points, but you're making points for the very small percentage of voice actors. Majority of them, we don't know who they are. The Microsoft, Sony, Activision, EA, they don't know who they are either.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of the union is to protect a guy like that.
I'm about to end all this shit. Listen, I'm about to end all this shit right here. Now, and you guys know that you and Mooch are gonna feel this right here. Both of you guys, Verizon, if I'm not mistaken, right? Verizon had this big, layoff a few years ago. You know what I mean? And the average probably motherfucker wouldn't give a fuck about it. But guess what? You know what I mean? I personally, my friend Gus's wife worked for Verizon for like 27 years, some crazy shit like that, and she got hit with a layoff. Fucked up. But just take her out of the equation. I don't, you know what I mean? But the fact that I had to wait 15 hours, bro, to get my fucking files installed. Yeah. They couldn't send up another truck because of the goddamn strike. And that shit was crazy. I felt sorry for that poor bastard digging that fucking hole with that toothpick. Yeah, they were outside, underground, in the house, all by himself. I said, what the fuck? I put that guy lunch, dinner, and gave him $200 for his pocket, man. That shit was crazy.
Z, shout out to Jamie Moran. He makes a good point on Twitter here. He says maybe there wouldn't be a strike if not all games use the same two people. That's where I'm kind of going. It's the same 2 to 8 jerk-offs that are making this beef. And the rest of listen, I got news for you. If I was the guy that was making $9 an hour on a low-level game and I see that there's a strike, I'm like, yo, throw my ass in there too. Put my name in there. Where do I sign up? I want to make more money.
But the thing is that they do have pull, though.
Assholes.
But they do have pull, though, in that regard, because then you have, let's just say, the Nathan Drake, and you have, a lot of these games are sequels.
Yep.
So those guys, like, let's be honest, if Chiefs had a fucking was Mooch, we'd be like, what the fuck's going on here? Like,
my family would be happy, but yes, you're right.
Man, you're absolutely right.
PG would be
the biggest blockbusters and the biggest franchises are all sequels. Let's be honest, they're all sequels.
Right. So they got power. They got power. That's the bottom line. And you know what? The big companies have big money. So what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I'm not losing no sleep for them. We talking about big Activision, EA, $1 billion companies, man. They got it.
They got it. Something's gonna break, and that's what usually ends up happening. But I'm just hoping that they can settle and
I hope the gamers don't suffer. How about that? All right.
Yeah, but
there you go. That's actually the truth. That's the truth. I hope the gamers don't end up paying the price.
Gamers don't push back and this, that, and the other, and just give me my, what I mean. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I hope people get insurance and stuff like that. I'm just, but not, put my needs into the back. But I just hope, everyone has. I hope it's not some ass shit like that. Like motherfuckers ain't got health insurance, no dental, and I got a mouthful of cavities. My kids, need braces, and I can't get that because I don't work enough hours a week. Cause some the bullshit they pull their job, man.
Right. I would have coverage, but who knows?
Let's take this conversation and go right into what the heart of today's episode is about, and that's Phil's comments. Because I have my theory on it, but this is of course the BGST thing was just a kind of thing to just make people kind of giggle about. But to be honest with you, his comments on the whole fanboy wars and it's distasteful and all this and that. Here's my spin on it, and then I'm gonna shut up for a minute because I do want to hear Show and Z and Tim's point of view. Look, personally, I think Phil, Microsoft, Sony, Yoshida, I think they like it, and let me tell you why. They can't come out and say it, first of all. Number two, we see it every month on MPD sales that month over month, the Xbox One and PS4 are crushing the 360 and PS3. And the 360 and PS3 era was looked at as a great success. Analysts thought that this was the end of the road. They said it was the end of consoles before the launch, and it is at an all-time high. So Phil doing his PR part, my hat goes off to him. I would have done the exact same thing, kind of. The only thing I wouldn't have done that was exactly the same as what Phil did is I wouldn't have come out and made the comment unless I knew I had Sony or Nintendo come out and make a comment as well. Because what happens is, and again, this is probably because I'm 100% Italian, but you never talk about your own family, okay? You just don't do that. And when Phil came out and said that, it does leave a taste in people's mouth that are not Xbox people that say, okay, well, there you go. Your boss said it. He just said it. What you guys are doing is distasteful. It's not us. It's not just, it's the whole thing. The console war's been going on since the late 70s. Okay, this is not anything new, and it's not going away.
Oh
You
no,
think
it's
Phil
not.
Spencer knows that? Microsoft's aware of it. Sony's aware of it.
You know,
So Phil just did that as a PR thing, because when you're asked something on the stand, when you're actually standing there and someone's interviewing you, what's he supposed to be like? Yeah, I love that shit, man. As a matter of fact, fuck Sony.
Why
Like,
would
he can't
Xbox?
say that.
And you know what? Hey, Mooch, you the fucking man, bro. I didn't think about it like that. But again, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some things are a little distasteful. You know.
Oh, yes.
You know,
Yes.
some things can go too far.
Yes, absolutely.
Since I'm quite sure since you've been doing this shit here,
Yes.
you got your own little channel, or even you, Tim, or whatever. We didn't see some shout out shit get passed around on Facebook, all over some goddamn consoles. You know, even what they do to us. You know, just take us. Imagine what Phil and them get, but this is what we do to us. People cutting off our heads, putting it on fucking gay porn and all types of weird shit like that. Like, motherfuckers really take this shit to heart. So, talk about your family or whatever the goddamn case may be. But people have console wars I've been partaking in them since the days of the NES and the Genesis. You know what I mean? And how consoles are sold or on those schoolyards. Back in the day, hey, what you got? I got the Nintendo. Man, Sonic is better than Mario. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you got two. So that's how, who gets the mascot. That's why the console had this quote unquote these mascots where they sell consoles, and the mascots would get as much children as they get, praise our mascot. That's how they got to sell the brand. You're right, you know what I mean? This one, because you never had Sony ever once come out, and which I thought they should have, just be honest, when they talking about raping the actors of Tomb Raider. Right. You know what I mean? Sony doesn't check their fan base. They let them motherfuckers run wild.
Right.
Types of shit. You know what I mean?
That's it. There's part one and part two. Part one of this that I was saying that you agreed with as well is that they're making more money off of this console war. Yes. So they love it. Trust me, they love it. Anyone who doesn't think they like it, they all love it. Number two, yes, there is distasteful things going on. I'll tell you right now, as much as people ridicule all of us on BGST, none of us do the disgusting things that you guys do. That's awful what some of you guys do on the Sony side. And the fact that Sony doesn't come out, if you want to make a stand, okay, that's where the United Nations was actually formed, when you're saying we take a stand against this type of enemy. When you don't want this type of person in your industry, you stand up together. By Phil doing it alone, it does nothing. It does nothing. As a matter of fact, it maybe even angers some people in the Xbox community. Not myself, personally. I know he's laughing at home smoking a Cuban, and he's just like, this is great. You guys want to keep arguing? It's free advertising. It's not a big deal. But the thing is that, like I said, we all got in the console wars. I mean, people were fighting over Nintendo and Sega, Coleco, Atari. It doesn't matter. So, like, my point is just that it's just the way that it came out. He should stop saying the console war stuff, or just say, "Listen, I don't want to discuss it." When it's asked, that's not my. I'm an executive. Okay, I'm an executive. No other executive of his level talks about low-level ridiculousness that's going on in the street. So either ignore it or make a stand with Yoshida and be like, Microsoft and Xbox would like to say, please refrain from XXXX. Like whatever is going on. Like that's what you do, and that's how you make a stand against it. So. Like, that's my whole pitch on it. And Z, you said what you got to say. Show, I'm interested in what you and Tim got to say.
Okay, what I was going to say is that I hate that they always say it's the console war. Mm-hmm. Console war been around for a long time. It's not the console war that's the problem. It's individuals that's the problem.
That's right.
So when I see like this dude had a comment where he said I will bleep and kill you, hack off your limbs and eat your eyes out like a man. When you say stuff like that to people and you come and like the guy with me in the shower, that's beyond console war. That's right. That's weirdo stuff. Mm-hmm. Then you got guys that like to, I guess, appear and that's the console war stuff. That's pretty. Console war stuff is sitting here saying, I like this, I don't like that, this is better than this, and you know what I'm saying? Right. Xbox is better than PlayStation because of X, Y, and Z, and you give your reasons and you just poke fun. That's cool. Where it goes wrong is when you get, a lot of individuals, it's a little weird, and go a little extra mile because they don't know how to take your opinion over plastic. And it comes down to opinions, man, and it don't evolve beyond console war now. You know, it's just something else to me. You know, and that's just my stand on it. So I don't think he was talking about so much the console war in general. It's just the extra stuff that's been happening.
Right, the ugly stuff.
You know, it's just too much extra. People need to calm down.
Well, I agree. My opinion on this whole thing is, I thought it was pretty funny when people were telling me, they were like, Tim, he's talking about you. I'm like, okay, I just talked to him in DM. I said, great GameStop article. So my opinion is this with Phil. Phil really he does not like I've had conversations with him. He does not like the fanboy shit. He does not like all the things that go on. He doesn't like the fighting. He just doesn't like, he just thinks gamers should just game and be happy. But the problem is that, to me, that's kind of an idealistic view, because the bottom line is when somebody owns a PlayStation 4 and somebody owns an Xbox One, those people, no matter what, just by human nature, are going to say, my console's better than your console.
That's right.
Just like with the Mets and Yankees, I equate it to that. There's no middle ground. You're either a Mets fan in the end or you're a Yankees fan. You know what I mean? And those two fan bases fight. It's the same thing in the Cubs and the White Sox.
Oh, you know,
it's just human nature. Now, do things go too far, and has things went too far this gen? Yes. Do things should calm down? Yes. I also think that Phil's comments are basically going to be, they were said, and what he's getting at is that in the future, we are going to go to a cross-buy platform, meaning that Xbox, you're going to buy Gears 4 or DirectX 12 games that are built up ground, and guess what? They're going to be able to play on your PC and Xbox. Now, that's a fanboy topic right there, because people are going to say, well, that's not exclusive. Okay? In Phil's mind, a gamer should just have a gamer and be able to take his game wherever he goes. He does not want to appease a fanboy saying, I have this and you don't have it. He wants that gamer to be emboldened and play on Xbox One, and then go to his friend's house and play on the PC the same game that he paid one time for, which is cross-buy. So I do think that's why those comments were made, and why that's asked to him and these other guys get no questions. It is a viable question. Like, you never see Yoshida get asked that question. You never see Adam Boyce get that question. No. It just seems like, you know, he's under such a critical. Everyone dissects everything he says, and they have a meaning, and they try to figure out what he's saying, or they have their own. What?
Quick question, just while you brought up Adam Boyce, has anybody ever asked Adam Boyce why he made a short film with Yoshida showing how to exchange a game left and right, and how that fueled the number one console thing. War?
And also that E3 where they basically shit on Xbox and basically, you know, they basically shit on Xbox that whole E3. That was bombs fired and that was shots fired. And you're right. That is the most. You want to point to fanboy things. That's the type of thing that.
In any cases, and you
fuels it more than anything. That fuels it.
Hey Tim, you're absolutely fucking right. That simple thing, right? This is how we trade our games. Trust me, I was out there fighting that goddamn console war myself for a very long time. Listen, you're absolutely fucking right. You know what I mean? And that's one of the issues. I've said this from the beginning, that my problem with Phil is he's too fucking nice. If one thing I loved about, what's my man name? Go play the 360?
Donnie Mattrick.
He didn't give a fuck. Oh, what? Oh, God of War, we got some games too, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
He would take shots.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's what you need. That's, you know, end of the day, this competition, you know what I mean? Samsung and Apple take swipes at each other all the time. You know, Microsoft, you know what I mean? That's why I'm saying, be the behemoth that you are. You know what I mean? You're a fucking $1 trillion company. Be that what it is. You're playing with mere fucking peasants out here. You just like motherfucking when we got our ass kicked in the Vietnam War, you don't fight them by them means. You go in and nuke their fucking ass. That's know what I mean? Here it is. I got a fucking Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. I got all these fucking AAA starters. I'm gonna put the bench in. and and play with you with your against your college students? No, like I'm not gonna do that. Like that's one thing I don't like about Phil. I love what he's doing for the company. I love the game focus. I love all that. And the reason I'm a fanboy, I didn't have a problem with the last year's neither with the TV shit. I'm an Xbox dude. Being real, I didn't have a problem with any of that shit. If I could have had,
you know what? A guy like Matrick would never talk to a guy like me. You know what I mean? That's the thing that makes Phil. He literally is like that. The guy is just genuinely, really a super nice guy. So that's why I can't really. I agree with you. I sometimes want to see that fire, and I want to see them fire back, or take a shot here or there, because I've seen Sony do it back to Microsoft
all the time,
a lot.
All the time.
Sometimes it has to be a time when you always can't take the high road. But in Phil's defense, that's what makes Phil great, though, is that he's such a nice guy. He'll talk to me.
He's fucking Gandhi.
He's just a nice.
Listen, you can walk and listen.
He doesn't like the fighting, but the bottom line is that, in my opinion, it's never going away. It's just gonna get worse.
But listen, that right there, you may not like the fighting, cool, but you like the free advertisement. Listen. 90% of this goddamn console war is fought on the internet. And these companies are marketing more on the internet more than they ever were before. You say, where are the commercials on TV? They're not there on YouTube. They're on your little ads before you watch your videos about these consoles, or whatever the fuck the case may be. So all these little channels, the crap gamers, the next gens, the show, whoever. All this is free advertising. You know how many inboxes and messages I've got next gen thanks to you? I got an Xbox One. I get that shit every day, all day. Why? Because I partake in this quote unquote console war. You know how many goddamn, how many Xbox Ones were sold with the sweat off my black ass? Honestly,
it's never gonna get to the point where everyone likes each other. Sometimes I've wanted that, but in reality, it just isn't, because people, by human nature, they're gonna have an allegiance. Everyone that I talk to on Twitter, they either have an allegiance to Sony
or
Microsoft. There's no in between.
No.
There really is. There's always the most over-the-road guy will have a slight preference.
But we all know somebody that has changed sides, and that's why when somebody says, why is it you do what you do? Why do you bother? You're never changing anyone's mind. I've got a lot of DMs on Twitter where people are like, I'm gonna say a lot. I mean like 12, but 12's a lot to change 12 people's minds. That's a lot of people, one person. You have a lot of influence on somebody to show somebody the way and be like, this is actually a better product. Now, whether somebody buys into it, that's fine. I don't make it a cut off of it. I don't get 5% off of their purchase. I don't make anything off of it at all. All I'm trying to say is I've actually been waiting for somebody, instead of ridiculing me, tell me what am I missing? Why would I want to play on PlayStation 4? Tell me why. What am I missing? What's happening? Now, that's still yet to be said, because the minute you have that discussion with somebody, they're like, well, 25 million other people did it. What the fuck does that mean? But what I want to say, to go one step further into this conversation, and a lot of people aren't bringing this up, but I will, is the YouTubers. And not all of them, because there's a lot of YouTubers that don't want to get into it, and they don't talk about it at all. They really don't talk about it at all. They're just like, today our agenda is Halo 5, open world games, you know what I mean, controller configuration, and that's what they do. They just stick to their guns, and they don't deviate from that rule at all. But there's a lot of people that dislike our show and then do a 2-hour show on why they hate the console war. Well, let me tell you something. You're a part of the console war. If you are going to do a 2-hour show on your channel telling people how much you don't like talking about the console war, but you talk about the console war, you're a part of the console war. You're using the same material over and over again to get views.
And clicks.
Clicks. This is what you're doing. So if you ever even have a show on your channel that even says the word console war, you're invested into the console war. And that's the funny part. I got a lot of friends that have shows, and they're like, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get involved. But next week on this show, we're going to talk about the console war and why it sucks. And I'm like, what? Wait, what the fuck is that? How can you say that?
At the end of the day, it's like Tim said, this is human nature. You know, that's why racism, it's sad to say, will always be alive. You know, I'm going to be real. I see some couple of white kids walking through with bulb skinheads. I'm crossing the street. No, thank you. I don't want to parts of that shit, you know? It's being real.
You're right.
Being real. You know, I see, you know, some, you know, funny looking Mexicans and stuff, you know, with low riders and shit. My black, I'm crossing the street. I don't want no problems.
That's right.
You know, but again, everyone wants to validate their purchase, though. You know, make sure they buy no women.
Everyone has an allegiance, whether you like it or not. They want to feel good about their purchase. They want to feel that they made the better choice.
I didn't buy no women.
But
this ain't no women.
That's
I got this. Come on.
It's like saying in baseball, let's have peace. Let's Mets and Yankees. Let's hold hands. It just doesn't happen. They want to kill each other in the end.
It's never going to happen. You know why? As long as they keep promoting, this is on my system, you can't get this. Even these companies do it.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why you have exclusives. Why? Buy our system. Come over here.
Buy our shit.
I really believe that those comments are in direct relation to what's going to happen with cross-buy. Let's be honest. Who's cross-buy? When that actually happens, okay, let's just pretend. We got NeoGAF, which is basically the heart and soul of console wars, and that fuels it, and it's one-sided, and it's biased. But let's just pretend. Phil comes out because he's under a microscope, and he says, from now on, let's just pretend. We're in 2016. Crackdown 3 just hit. The cloud's fucking amazing. Sony fanboys are crying. It's going crazy. But then Phil says, every exclusive now is going to be on Windows 10. What's going to happen? Tell me the carnage that's going to go. That's going to go on.
I'm going to be honest with you. At first, I didn't like it. You know why? Because I didn't want my games inside the Steam store. But it's not Steam. It's not Origin. It's in the same ecosystem. Windows 10. I now don't look at it as the same. You know what I mean? It's not on PC. It's on Windows 10. Microsoft, their own operating.
It's the same thing, and then that's what basically I think he wants. In the end, that's what he wants. And when it is announced, all I'm saying is that and I'm talking to my Xbox community, which is here, and the fans, and not the haters. I say accept it because it's not really a big deal.
It doesn't. I don't have a issue. Here's my thing. Again, I don't have an issue with any of that. There, Windows 10. You know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. My thing is like, damn, it's PC. Are they going to buy the game? But you know, I've seen that Windows 10 has feature that if you're playing a pirated game, you just shut your shit down, which is cool. Kudos to them. That's my only issue with PC gamers, that they don't support. They got the biggest mouths and don't buy shit.
Yeah, they want everything for free.
I mean, they spend all their money on their PC, but not on games. But as I was saying, you know, just even going up just a few weeks ago, what's my man named Kudos? The guy he's supposed to be
Kudo, yeah.
He's saying, we're doing things that no other company is doing. We have all these exclusives that this other company doesn't have. What does that do? That fuels the console war.
You're right. You're right. You're right. That's a talking point, and then that's brought up, and then the fighting begins. And you know, and Xbox fans are gonna be happy about it.
It's riled up. You get, you know, I'm going to go out there and buy. It makes me proud. You know, I'm going to go out there and buy. I'm gonna buy this, and that. What? And every month we wait on the MPDs. Even I went out and bought fucking Forza 6. I don't even fucking like Forza.
And a guy like BG who talks about, you know, how the Xbox community is this and that. That guy was playing into console wars like no one else at the beginning of launch. I remember all his negative videos and all of his shit.
Yeah,
so he played into it too. So, you know, the bottom line is that, like I said, everyone has a preference. Console wars is always going to be there, whether you like it or not.
I've said it one time, and people on Twitter always don't like it. I try to make things a little bit more simplistic. Whether it's Coke, Pepsi, Mets, Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, San Fran, or Ford, Chevy. It doesn't matter. Mercedes, BMW. Everyone Z, you nailed it with that comment. Everyone justifies their purchase. They have to have a reason for why they made the purchase. Now, we all know that at the end of this generation, we will all, okay, if not all, 95% will own both consoles. So it is ridiculous in the long run. I get that. We're all adults. I understand that. but you have to call a spade a spade. And the fact that people don't want to call what it is, it's been around since most people listening have been born. You're not going to make it go away. So draw a line and take a stand, or get the fuck out of the way. Because to be honest with you, you're more annoying than one of the people I'm arguing with. Think about when you got into a fight in a bar with somebody and you're heated, you're right in someone's face, and that's the person you want to fight. But that person keeps stepping in front of you. He's like, guys, take it easy. We're all friends here. Don't you both want to knock his ass out first? Get the fuck out of the way. You know, I'm trying to talk to him, and you're in my way. Like, that's what I can't understand. The people who are like waving the white flag and shit like that. It's like, get out of here, man. You know?
Those are the weed weirdos.
Yeah, man. For real, they are.
Listen,
like, can't we just all play Mario?
Maybe we could strive to be a little bit, as far as everyone, a little bit more respectful of each other's,
yes,
of each other's things. Because,
absolutely right.
You know, but it's gotten pretty bad. But I think just in like I said, in Phil's defense, he really believes that. That guy's just a nice guy. He doesn't understand it. But for a guy like me, I don't know. It's just kind of clear to me because maybe it's that I'm from New York and I just know how like Met Yankees are and Jet Giants are. And from everything that I see on Twitter, you know, I've been on Twitter for 2-3 years straight, talking to both sides. And like I said, every one of the people that I talk to, they have a preference for one, and I know exactly. I know them by now. They all, when they talk to me or they tweet me, it's all along the same lines. It's all along party lines. They're either Sony or they're either Microsoft. That's right. The bottom line. So that's the reality.
Some of them don't realize that they're either or.
Oh, who's this?
All right.
Oh,
Back.
the guy that left the show.
Hey. What's up, Crab?
Hey, dude. You would not believe the amount of people who were messaging me, right? They're like, what happened? What the hell happened? I was like, I don't know. Oh, man, I think they're just fucking with you.
Hey, yo, but no, you know who ate that shit up right quick, though? Fucking BG weird ass.
Yeah, he did.
He was listening to the show. He took it literally.
He ate the worm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's the highlight of the show.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he told you. He's like Phil Spencer.
What up? Somebody's lagging out.
Next gen, what is that you say of BGST? Oh, Jimmy?
Wait, what the fuck you say,
You're bought now, Crap.
Hello?
Yeah, what you say?
There you go.
But
What the fuck?
I am a robot. What's that, man? You're in, right?
I ain't man. I can't hear.
What the heck is up with my internet?
Tell me what Crap's saying.
Are you home right now, Crap?
Crap, are you in your house or are you on the road?
No.
He's that motherfucker.
No, I'm not.
All right, now say it again. I can hear you now. What happened? No.
Say, what is that you say about BGST, man? Until you die, right?
Oh yeah.
BGST.
Definitely. There was nothing left of me, man.
Same here, man. Like, exactly, man. Exactly. I thought that shit was funny though that people were messaging me about that.
Yeah.
You know,
I just
people
wanted to
messaging
come.
me, they're like,
You were like, you wouldn't go along with it because you were for subscribers. So like, I'm like, I bet Crap goes along with it. He's like, no way. He's gonna be like, no.
No way was he going with that.
Mm-mm.
Crap, are you home or are you on the road? Because you're cutting in and out.
So what are you guys talking about?
We were talking about the Phil Spencer and the console.
I'm on the road.
War.
Okay.
We were talking about Phil and the console war. It's a good show today.
Oh man, Phil Spencer hates us, bro. He hates us.
Yeah.
He's like,
we had Mooch though. Mooch.
Fuck BGST.
No, what we were getting into, me and Z were just talking about how, like, basically the fundamentals come down to justifying your purchase in the console war. You know, I mean, everybody, especially the first few years, has $400, $500 allocated to a certain system. They're going to pick which one they want, and then they're going to defend it. You know, that's just the way it is.
And that goes with anything. That goes with the Hoover fucking vacuum cleaner compared to whatever. You know, people, like, when they have something, whether it's a car, they draw an allegiance to it, and that's basically where it all stems from. You know, they want to feel emboldened by their purchase, and they want to say, well, what I got is better than what you got. It's 1080p. That's why 1080p, 900p, where nobody knows the fucking difference until they're told, is such a big deal. Because one person can say, well, I got 1080p. I got right from my television. It's perfect. You know what I mean? And that's what they use because that makes them feel better about their console, and they try to make you feel like piece of shit.
There is no such thing as a 900p TV.
Right. No, but my point is that people just like that's why it's such a fire-started project, is because it shows a discrepancy of which is better, or you know, an advantage of a certain game or something, and people want it. They want to have that feeling that they have the most superior piece of equipment, console. Well, you could bring it down to vacuum cleaners. I've seen, you know, people that's just human nature, and so, like, I don't think it's it's a thing where, you know, it'll ever become peace, because that's left us. I think there maybe was a shot maybe back in the day, but with social media, forget about it. It's over. Console wars and all the bullshit's gonna just keep on going.
Let me ask y'all, any of y'all getting 2K?
Yeah, I got it. What? Yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, I've been playing that all week, man. I've been playing it all week. This is my player stuff, bro. It's sick.
I whooped Southbound ass today, but shout out to Southbound.
We got Southbound.
Yeah, shout out to
Show,
Southbound.
what are you playing, Show?
2K.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's my shit, man. That's my cup of coffee. You know, I love that
I
shit.
mean, I tried it, and listen, it's definitely by far, it is the best basketball game. So there's hands down, there's no question about that. But for some reason, I just can't get into it. And I love my Knicks, man. I die hard Knicks. Yeah. I'm bleeding that orange and blue from my Mets right into my Knicks. But I'll be honest with you, I just can't. For some reason, I cannot get into 2K. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the configuration or it's the timing. Because it's you guys use the X button to shoot, or do you use the left analog to pull back?
Analog.
Yeah, so I tried getting that shit. Because I bought 2K15. I tried it last year, and man, I had a hard time with that shit. I don't know what it was. That's me though. I'm not. The game does phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at like the graphics. Like,
oh, it's gorgeous.
This my player thing on here, man. You go through high school, you go to college. And it's just a whole lot, man. I mean, the story is nice on the My Player. It's sick.
Yo, did they fix that thing this year with the face scan? Does that work now?
You know what? I didn't even try it. I just went on ahead and created a person.
I think here's the thing. No news is usually good news. So when I saw they had it again, and nobody was making those weird tweets and YouTube videos of the faces all distorted this time, I figured it must be working.
I mean, did it hit the? When did it come out? Tuesday?
No, it came out. It's like you have to. It's one of these things which I'm kind of getting annoyed with, where it'll release 5 days early if you get like an Ultimate Edition.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's $80. So I'm looking at it.
You know what?
I don't go physical.
Ultimate Edition. I just pre-ordered it.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it too.
And you're playing it?
Yeah, I'm playing it. I've been playing it since like Thursday.
I want to play it right now, but
did you pre-order it, Tim?
Tells me I gotta pay $80.
But I get everything digital though.
Yeah, I want to get a digital.
Joe didn't pay $80.
I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna actually buy it when I get off of this. But what do you guys think of the bundles? We got to talk about the bundles.
Yeah, we got to talk about the bundles.
I gave Sony shit about it for last in the video about it. I said, Sony, every time they have these third-party deals, with these bundles. And my thing was with Sony, and I think a lot of their video wouldn't put a lot of people head, that it's not that Sony are doing all these third-party bundles, that they don't even do any bundles with their own shit. Like, have you seen a Knack themed fucking PS4 or a Killzone themed goddamn PS4? No, you know what I mean? They're not spending money in-house. That's my problem with Sony. They're spending all their money and aren't, on these fucking third-party deals. That's my only issue with Sony.
Well, I think it's a big deal because you're gonna have 5 consoles, and I'm gonna be completely blunt with this. People say that I keep it real. Here's the bottom line: the Xbox has to have a custom Fallout 4 bundle. If they don't have a custom Fallout 4 bundle, They swung and missed. That's a miss. You should have a custom. That's going to be game of the year. And one thing about Sony, I'll give them, they've gotten behind their third-party games, and they've been very good, like the Batman, and they've done well with that. So Microsoft really, they should have a custom. If they did this right, in my opinion, they're going to have a custom Fallout 4 bundle, and they're going to have a custom Tomb Raider. And then the rest is just going to be value-based. It's going to be like Rare Replay, Gears.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
You know, but, you know, it's going to be announced every day we're going to have a bundle. And let me tell you, I've been talking to Blaine and the PR people. They are really hyped up on this, so I'm excited. I think that, you know, it's going to be it's going to be a precursor to what the holiday season. Basically, you're going to know what how they're going to do based on these bundles. But they don't you agree that they should have a Fallout 4 custom bundle?
Yeah. I mean, anything they spent money on, like to me, I think they blew up with The Witcher. I said before they should have a Witcher themed goddamn console.
Right.
If they can take one page from Sony again. Is that what's when Sony they sell the most consoles? Even when Sony, what they do? Sony's smart. When Microsoft come up with whatever their exclusive from what Sony counters that by putting out, you know,
right,
a theme Batman console, or you know what I mean, they got a theme.
Here's Xbox to do with Fallout 4, which is going to be Game of the Year. It's probably going to be Game of the Year.
That's how they can combat that Star Wars bundle theme thing. They got to come out with a nice fucking Fallout 4.
Something tells me that they don't have it.
Edition, themed Xbox One will be sick. You know, make little sound effects and shit. I think it'll be dope. They got the Halo, so they have the Halo console. They have the Pip-Boy console. You know, whatever.
Tomb Raider. What do you think? I think we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna have a real nice idea of what they're doing this holiday.
Yeah. Well, I just think that's just to help. You know, when I look at like the little deals and stuff, I just look at that as to move hardware.
That's right.
You know, advertisement to move hardware. So I don't, you know, it don't bother me that Sony got a whole bunch of them out. It don't bother me if Microsoft had a whole bunch of them out.
Yeah, but the thing with Sony they've done I gotta give them credit. They've done very well with their third party deal. Like the Batman thing was genius.
Right.
All it is the custom console. That's why I don't understand it. If Microsoft doesn't have a custom console,
only thing they did with the Star Wars, they just slapped the sticker on it.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. The Call of Duty one's shitty too.
Call of Duty one may go down as the ugliest thing to ever hit a console ever.
Mm-hmm.
There's three orange lines.
I don't know what was going on there.
Somebody messed up on that SKU, bro. I'm sorry.
No. Well, I'll tell you, man, if anyone's listening, I'm just looking at Jamie Moran has posted a bunch of what he thinks the bundle predictions would be. And look, if they stay at a $350 price tag and they start throwing things like Halo 5 and Tomb Raider into a bundle, you know what you do? Any one of your friends right now that's like, well, I'm waiting for it to hit $299. Go buy the bundle for $350. Take the digital codes out and sell it to your buddy for $299 as the box. Like, here you go, pal. Enjoy that. You take the 2 games. I mean, that's fucking a great deal. I mean, basically what they're doing, even if they throw in a Gears Ultimate and a Halo 5 game, I mean, that's nasty. You're walking away at $250, you know, $279, and if you can't deal with that number, then you're not a gamer. You never intended to play games, and I don't know what the fuck you shouldn't, like, we wouldn't be talking ever, because there's just no like $279 for a console, $299 for a console when you're taking $350 plus 2 games. I don't know, man. I mean, they had a deal about a month ago where it was the console, a game of your choice, and then it was, of course, you either got Halo or Gears on top of that. The game of your choice was anything new, and then you got an additional Xbox One controller.
Right.
And I think you may have gotten 3 months of live. I mean, that's almost like walking up to Larry Herb and holding a gun to him and be like, "Give me a fucking Xbox," and he's like, "Here." You know what I mean? Like that's an insane.
I do think they're gonna have these type of. I think they're gonna have some insane deals. Like Jamie said, possibly Halo 4, 5, and Fallout 4. Imagine that bundle. I mean,
you go bundle like that.
God damn.
I mean, I listen. I got 2 Xbox Ones in my house. I have one upstairs, one downstairs, and I picked up the one where they gave. I got for $400. I got the 1 terabyte. I got Halo Master Chief Collection digitally. I already had it disc, but I have it digitally. Then I got a game of my choice. So I picked up. I got a $60 game. I got a $50 Microsoft gift certificate, which I put towards my Elite controller. Like, I mean, that was an insane deal. I mean, I got a $60 game. I got Halo Master Chief because then I sold my disc for like $25 because I got it digitally. So I got 25, 60, and then I got $50 Microsoft money for a 1 terabyte. And I got the new. By picking that up, I also grabbed the new 3.5mm jack controller. You know what I mean? Like the finished matte black, beautiful new Xbox One, and it was 1 terabyte. Like that was basically me walking out at the end of the day for like three was it 279, 280 for the console. I mean, that's just giving you another box. That's crazy. Like that's an insane deal. And now it's even better. It's even better now. Like I like that because I was going to utilize that $50 on the Microsoft Store because of the Elite controller. But if everyone's deal appeals to somebody different. You know what I mean? I went up to my friend when they were giving away the extra controller. He's got a lot of kids. So he was like, dude, he's like, it sucks. I got to buy a box, then I got to go buy, no matter what system, I got to go buy another controller or two. I'm like, dude, this one here is giving you a game of your choice, 3 months of live. You're going to get, I think it was the Gears of War Ultimate Edition package, so you would have got that. It was 1 terabyte, and you're going to get another controller. And he looked at me and he was like, eh. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you're out of your mind. If you're not going to buy that at this point, like, what are you holding out for? Were you waiting for it to be $99? The 360 is not even $99.
You know what? At the end of the day, I think most gamers, we certainly probably going to own both consoles like they did last generation. Like, who didn't have the PS3 and the 360? You know, it is what it is. Right now, people are just popping shit. But I think Microsoft's going to get their big push is when these 360 owners finally get their lazy ass over, you know what I mean, from the 360 to the Xbox One. That's what still the majority of their fan base is at on that 360. They need to, you know what they need to do? Kill the servers on that motherfucker. Shut down live. Then they have no choice. Take away that Madden, that Call of Duty Online. Fuck, they be over there in a heartbeat, man. You know what I mean? That's what they got to do. Until then, you know what I mean? It's gonna be the same shit. And people are still satisfied with their 360. Not the problem, but the thing was with Sony. People were tired of the PS3, the not having party. This is the shit that we've been doing for years. They didn't have that type of stuff over there on the PS3, so a lot of those guys upgraded first. All that shit, talking about they got new customers. Their PlayStation Plus, their install, it was like 11 million with three consoles between the PS3, the PS4, and the Vita. So you can tell me that those that those are brand new Microsoft customers or whatever. We're accustomed to playing online. You know what I mean? Was Xbox Live like 70 million or some crazy shit like that? You know what I mean? So.
Well, he made a comment. He always makes a comment that he says, I like to get the new gadgets, and I'm a lot like Zaire with that. I like to get something relatively new. And now my point is, does anybody know, like, I'll use iPhone for example, but same thing goes for Galaxy or whatever phone you have. I used to know a kid that worked in my office, and he had the 3GS. Literally, this is not a joke. He had the 3GS. That was like 3-4 years ago. And he's like, well, it still works. So finally, it hit him in the face, and he was like, shit, I got to get a new phone. This shit it's past its time. The thing is busted. It barely works. This and that. Like, we're at the point with the 360 that you have a 3GS or a 4S phone at this point, an iPhone 4S. Like, we're on to the 6S. The 7's coming out in 8 months. Like, it's time to upgrade, people. Like, if you're not upgrading and you're like, no, I'm just holding on to my 360 because it still works so great, like, so does your old 25-inch console television that was a piece of furniture from 1985. Plug that shit in. Like, everything still works great. A lot of things work great. But, like, don't you want to actually move forward? Like, what do you have to – they're giving you these things for nothing. $280 with 2 games, EA access for $5 a month or $30 for the year. You've got access to about 15 to 20 games. That's a year or two of entertainment if you went through everything for $280, $299. What are you doing? One night out to the fucking movies with your girlfriend, a thing of popcorn and a large soda is $45. That's 2 hours. What's wrong with you? Like, do the math. Like, it's all about dollars and cents. I don't understand that. Anything else you want to do? Take a trip. Take a weekend trip to I don't give a shit. Wherever you go, it's $1,000. It's $1,000. You're drinking 2 nights out, right? $200 for dinner each night, $100 for drinks, $250 for the room. Like, what are you guys thinking? Like, the gas to get there. You're dropping $750 to $1,000 for a weekend with your girl away. This is like 5 years years of entertainment in your house for the initial cost of $279 to $299 at this point, with the games and incentives they're throwing in the box. Like, if you say you're a game, like if this isn't your thing, then what I'm saying is absolute bullshit and it's crap. Like, it doesn't affect you. But if you have any common sense of what a dollar bill, what its meaning is in your pocket and what you get out of what you spend, and you say you're a gamer, why are you not upgrading? Like, don't give me this shit anymore. Like, well, I'm playing Gears 3 on Xbox 360. It looks great. You're looking at the game through a fucking screen covered with crud and shit. We have clear, fucking beautiful games right now, and you're playing like this like a distorted version at this point. Like, it's the same thing. Like when you walk into your friend's house and you look at his computer and he's got a monitor on there that's this massive fucking 14, 15-inch monitor that's hanging off the end of the desk, and you're like, bro, upgrade. You know, like, what's wrong with you? Like, and that's what I don't understand right now. We're in a time zone or time gap right now where people are like justifying their 360 or their PS3, not so much the PS3. You know, listen, Yosef Mehdi said this eons ago. He's like, the reason Xbox One hasn't really felt that rush yet, and it's weird to say it now, is because the 360 people haven't upgraded. And that's not just me saying it. The latest NPD from last month showed, what was it, that Crap did a show on it, where he said the Lego was that Lego game that came out, Jurassic Lego or Lego something, was #1 on 360. Like, that's crazy that many people are still buying the fucking 360. So what I'm saying is not just rambling on. It's literally there's still consumers out there that are buying something because they have this conception that what they either have is still okay or good enough, right, or I'll buy a 360 for cheap and I'll get all these games for cheap. Microsoft's giving. I just downloaded. I had the disc, but I returned the disc and got money for it, because I got Tomb Raider Definitive Edition for free. They're giving you 2 games. One is usually a double AAA, and one is a single A or indie. But you're getting 2 games. Now you're going to get all the backwards compatibility on your Xbox One. What the fuck do you people want? I don't understand. Like, there's not much else. You know, I sit here and try to think of different ways to.
The holiday, though, tends to be the family, the moms, and the.
Yes, that's why Microsoft wins. They do the right bundles to him, and they get the price down. Well,
and they have those info. Remember when they have those info things where they like have the stats of who's bought PS4 and Xbox is one of the last 2 years. But generally, that's why I see Microsoft doing very well this holiday. It seems that. It is more. The families seem to migrate to or gravitate to the Xbox, and I think that's going to show itself. And let's be honest, the content that Xbox is pushing out is second to none. The competition is not even in the same stratosphere. So, and like I said, we're going to learn about the bundles, and hopefully we have a backwards compatibility bundle. But basically, Microsoft's been working their ass off. And now it's going to be the time for it to shine, and I really think that they're going to do well this holiday. So I don't think that you're going to be saying the same thing, because a lot of those people now are going to just migrate over.
I think now that you do have a good point, Tim, because now you have a Halo 5 that's going to be hitting.
That's it.
You also have the Gears Ultimate Edition with 1, 2, 3, and Judgment all coming backwards.
Right. And Halo 5 really seems to be. I mean, the embargo is going to break in about couple hours on the Warzone multiplayer, but I've talked to people, I've seen people, I know people tested it. It's fucking unbelievable. So they're gonna have a Warzone, they're gonna have multiplayer, and they're gonna have a fucking 18-hour campaign. They're saying, oh, by the way, on the commercial, hey, Master Chief's fucking dead. That's what they're saying. He's a dead man. He died. So it's gonna be real fun watching this. So I'm really excited, and it's going to be fun.
Like I said, we'll see. But
there's no way he's dead, though, right?
No. I mean, but shit. I don't know. Like I said again, I don't know if backwards compatibility would be the thing to get people to make that move. Because me personally, I bought a next generation console to play new shit, not old game. I'm not knocking those invested.
Yeah, but you're talking about parents now. You're talking about parents.
I mean, even with parents, even what's going to get those kids when they can't get that Call of Duty, when they can't get that, next,
You're right. When they stop, they got to cut the. I think there's going to be a big jump this year for Xbox.
They got to kill the support. You know, like I told you before, Tomb Raider should not be coming out on a 360. Forza Horizon 2 should not be coming out on the 360. You know, some of their biggest games still work. You know.
Well, I heard that's done into 2016, so.
You know, that's Microsoft's biggest thorn is that the 360 is, you know, is still being supported. I mean, they can't be, you know, don't want to pull a dick move, but think about it. When the Super Nintendo came out, that was it for the NES, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Microsoft did say that they would give 3-year sustainment to the 360, and that clock runs up in 2016. So I think Tomb Raider will probably be one of the last of the new 360 games we see. And to be honest, they've got to. They know at this point they have to cut the cord. They have to cut the cord. They've got to, just distance themselves from the 360, and they're doing that because Phil Spencer said it at E3. He said now's the right time to buy an Xbox One because if you have 360 games, you'll be playing them on the One, which is the only concern left for anybody who has a 360. Was what do I do with all these games I bought? Well, now you can pop them into your One and play them. And they're giving 360 games away for free starting, everything from September forward is backwards compatible. It is what it is, and I think the time is now. I think that everybody that listens to this show knows that, but hopefully everyone listens to this show lets somebody know. That's all you can do.
It's gonna be a fucking party. I'm excited to play this Halo, and let me tell you, I don't give a fuck either. The NDA. I'm not gonna say too much, but that Fable Legends come night and day. Right now, I played it yesterday. All I'm gonna say is wow.
Hey, listen, that's something I've been saying since day one. Fucking no one believe me. That probably had some of the best console graphics I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Fable fucking Legend.
I tell you right now, man, the progress that's been made, though. I mean, I played yesterday.
Yeah,
it's really shaping up. Like I'm actually. I was like, Phil, you gotta fucking cut this project. This is bullshit. Let me tell you, I played it yesterday. That game is come a long way. So I'm actually excited for that. Even though it's a free to play, it's not my type of thing. And that game, Gigantic. Everyone loves that too. So, in addition to all this, you're going to have those games.
When do they come out, though?
They're going to come out the holiday. It's going to be out this year. I think the Fable Legends is getting
Fable's
close.
this year, but Gigantic is also this year?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, again, I think Showstopper gets to pull out, go pick up his wife. We'll be going on about 2 hours now. We can wrap it up.
Yeah, we can definitely wrap it up. I want to thank everybody. I do want to thank all the subscribers. I do have a video either coming out in the next hour or I'll be doing it tomorrow morning. I think it's all set. I'm just getting finished editing it with my buddy Jay Williams. Shout out to Jay Williams.
Shout out to Jay Williams.
The graphic god. So I'll either have something out tonight or it'll be early morning, so stay tuned to Mooch's channel. And I do appreciate the 2,500 plus subscribers. You guys are fantastic.
Also, too, I just crossed a milestone with my damn, so they said I got over 10,000 subscribers. I didn't even know. I got to do a special video. Yeah, I got to do a special video for you guys. I didn't even do now. Yeah, but we thank you guys for supporting us, and thanks for the mighty albino rhino deep crap game of stopping in. And listen, we believe in nothing of what you hear and half of what you see, man. Hey, BG, go to bed. Stop watching Big Game with Small Talk. We know you love us. You corn pink cocksuckers. We out here, man.
Brick, pebble, bop, pebble. Everybody be out. Thanks for listening.
Take care.